Hello everyone, welcome once again back to our kitchen, and well, it's a pleasure. To the bookshelf? Okay, you gotta pick a book, any book. What are you cooking today? I'm being pulled this way. Back to Dishoom. We've been here before, from Bombay with love. Let's do this. So I was telling you last time, the reason why I have this cookbook in the first place is because a viewer had sent it to me. What a hero. Dishoom. It's an Indian restaurant chain in London, England, and in the UK. And I have never been, so I must live and eat vicariously through the recipes in here. And I already got started too with the chicken ruby. Sensational. I loved it. And I got a lot of feedback with that video. Many comments kind of telling me the same thing, which is if you like the chicken ruby, you're also going to be a big fan of this other thing. The house Black Daal. So I just kept thinking about those comments. I was like, okay, well, I want to make it. Yeah, just figure out a day. So how about right now? The creamy Black Daal is perhaps Dishoom's signature dish. And I was watching a video about the guy that's behind this recipe talking about it. He's like, this is my baby. It's the showstopper. And it hasn't changed in all the years that Dishoom's been cooking it. The dal is a lentil that's going to be cooked a specific way. Spoiler alert, I've already got started. Skimmed the impurities. And then it's got this like creamy sauce here, which is like cream and butter and tomatoes, more stuff too. I don't want to spoil it just yet. Chipati, which is what this is right here, is going to be included. I'm on the hook for that also. Soft, thin, unleavened handkerchief bread. Okay, so at the restaurant, a batch of this stuff is lovingly cooked for over 24 hours. The thing is that I would love a batch today, so good thing there's a simplified version which requires only 4 to 5 hours of your attention. But your efforts will be richly rewarded and you'll make it time and time again. We shall see. Let's get to work. Open the book, back to the page. Good. The dal has to be started first, so I did this in advance. Using 300 grams worth, I'm going to cover it with cold water and give it a whisk for 10 seconds. Once the water settles, you can see how cloudy it is. You gotta drain it and you repeat 3 or 4 times. Remember that cloudy water. You don't want that. You want the water to be clear. So you gotta add the drained dal into a big saucepan. I'm using my Dutch oven. Cover with 4 liters of cold water, and you gotta bring this up to a boil. Honestly, it took around 20-25 minutes just to get that water boiling. Once it is, you gotta turn it down a few notches and let that simmer 2 to 3 hours. Check it once in a while because you want to make sure that the dal is well covered, and also you got to skim off these impurities. So after around 3 hours, what's going on with the dal? Dive into the murkiness. So this needs to be completely soft, and when I press it, the white part should be creamy rather than crumbly. I think so. Okay, turn off the heat. Let that rest for 15 minutes. So while the dal is almost ready for the next step, we're gonna make a ginger and garlic paste. Well, separately. I mean, you could cheat and buy the jarred version of this, but this is gonna yield a more satisfying result than the supermarket bought, of course. Okay, the recipe has us making a whole lot of it, but I feel like if I just make a third of the recipe, I'll still have a lot, but I can use it in other things in my life. So a whole bulb of garlic. I'm gonna peel the cloves. So peel off my piece of ginger. I'm aiming for around 60 grams worth. 63, I'll take it. Okay, so it suggests using I mean, you could use a mortar and pestle or a blender, but I have this mini food processor. I mean, it's kind of unproven. I don't know how well it works, but we shall see in a moment's time. Garlic, so divide by 3, 8 milliliters, which is like half a tablespoon of vegetable oil. And blitz this until it's a smooth paste. Okay, not crazy with those results. Gonna stick with what works. All right, there's my smooth paste. This is my system. I'm gonna start with the ginger in here, just to get things moving. As well as that half a tablespoon of oil. And that's smooth. Smooth. Okay, so what I have to, can I have a bowl? No, actually don't, pause. use this instead. So we've got to prep stuff a little differently than we usually do with the other recipes I follow, because this is a British recipe and cookbook. So it's grams and milliliters today rather than cups and tablespoons and whatnot, which is cool because that's how we do in Canada. That being said, this is a teaspoon, 2/3 teaspoon of deggi mirch chili powder. It is an Indian chili powder that I picked up for the chicken ruby recipe. Apparently it's a little milder. As well as 1/3 teaspoon of garam masala. 8 grams of sea salt, 12 grams of my homemade garlic paste, 10 grams of the ginger paste, and 70 grams of tomato puree. You blend that all together into its own paste. So before I go any further, I want to reserve my ginger and my garlic paste in airtight containers. Store them in the fridge. You can use them for something else. They don't go bad. Okay, so the dal has been hanging here for 15 minutes with the heat off. I can drain the water from it carefully. Get that back in there. Freshly boiled water. You got to cover the dal by at least 2 to 3 centimeters. Get that up to a boil. Okay, so I got to add in the aromatic paste, thing that we just did. Just to be certain here, it says the butter now. That's what it says. 90 grams of unsalted butter. Keeping it as a block. We got to continue to cook that rapidly. That's why I added the butter whole like that, so that I can just watch it melt. Yay! So we're cooking this for 30 minutes, and then you just got to stir it regularly so that it prevents the mixture from sticking to the sides of the pan. What did I say, 30 minutes? After half an hour, I can vouch for the fact that if you're not stirring regularly, it's going to stick to the bottom of the pan. So lower the heat so it's only simmering. The liquid level gets near the level of the grains, which it totally has already. So I'm going to add in a little more of that boiling water. The idea here is to simmer this for an hour to an hour and a half. And if the liquid level continues to get near the level of the grains, you can add a little of that boiling water. But the point is, the creaminess must not come from the water, it's coming from the grains. The grains disintegrating into the liquid and enriching it. And today's episode is sponsored by Tailor Store. What? Jamie, I watch you, you do not wear tailored clothing. That's usually correct. But this t-shirt, Tailor Store. Shacket. Whoa, this Henley. How about an Oxford? All tailor-made for me using their wild little design tool. I only gave them a few details like height, weight, size preference, and then this comes back to me, actually fitted to my body. All fully custom too, from the fabric, the collars, the cuffs. If you wear a watch, you tell them, they will adjust the sleeves accordingly. And if it doesn't fit perfectly, they'll remake it at no extra cost. Everything's made to order. It's not mass produced. There's no waste, no overstock. You're not playing sizing roulette when it comes to fast fashion. Although this was fast, you don't have to wait forever. So the idea, why are you over there? The idea of tailoring your clothes always sounded like standing stiff with your arms out while someone circles you with pins in their mouth. This is like that, but without all that. Let's go back over here. So if you want clothes that are made just for you, check out Tailor Store, hit the link in the description. There is a tailor-made page just for my viewers with a one-time 20% off your order. There we are. Gotta get back to work. This is a perfect opportunity to start the chapati dough. Bowl me. Thank you. Odd request. Old school sifter. You got one? In my bowl goes 125 grams of all-purpose flour. And let's sift. Yeah. This thing makes me happy. Someone sent me this. Steph. Thank you, Steph. Talked about it in my last video. Okay, you're done. Okay, next up is something specific that I needed. I got it from a Little India market. Not too difficult to find when you're in the right spot. It's called atta, A-T-T-A. It's chipati flour. It's a whole wheat durum. It's a durum. Whole wheat chipati flour. And this is 375 grams worth of it, and I'm gonna sift. This is my favorite thing in the kitchen. I need to sift the salt as well. This is 8 grams of fine sea salt. Just went right through. And what's this? My mistake. What I just added was a 1/4 teaspoon of granulated sugar. This is 8 grams of salt. Can I sift this? Okay. You sift in the salt. I don't know what that does. Combine all of that. Make a well in the center and just put that aside for a hot minute. 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and 125 milliliters of milk. Whisk it, pour into the well. All of it, okay. Gradually draw in the flour with a round bladed knife. Oh, don't forget to stir, don't forget to stir. Whew. So I gotta knead for 8 minutes because I need a soft dough. I can't tell if I'm making the mistake or did they. Well, stupid question, it's me, but 125 milliliters of milk right there. And then over here it says combine the milk, eggs, oil, and 120 milliliters of water. Oh, why didn't you have the water in the... Okay, Jamie. So add the water as well. I wish I had added it with the rest of the liquid, but you know me, trying not to make any mistakes today. And I was wondering why the dough was so damn dry and just had to read the rest of the sentence. I mean, in my defense, can we all agree that 120 milliliters of water could have been added to the ingredient list as well, right? Or is it just me? Should I just shut up? I'll just shut up. After 8 minutes kneading this, I got my soft dough, a damp kitchen towel, cover it, leave it to rest for 30 minutes. After the 30-minute rest, you knead the dough for another 2 minutes. Is that 70 grams? 72, close enough. So a 70-gram portion into a neat little ball. Okay, the dough is on the drier side right now, so if I just damp my hand a little bit, there we go, beautiful. Take a towel and fold it into a thick rectangle. Okay, more on that later. And with a dough ball, you need to roll this out as flat as possible, trying to maintain that circle shape. Thickness of 1 millimeter. Okay, so the Black Daal can move over here. And with the biggest frying pan you have, or how about something I never use, and I'm like, okay, well, let's find a use for this. This is the paella pan. It is the perfect size for this. It needs to be especially hot right now. This needs to be smoking. Smoking! Okay, so with my uber thin dough, this goes onto the hot pan, no grease or anything like that. Cook 1 to 2 minutes per side. This one's like my test subject. So, remember the rectangular towel thing? You press down gently around the dough and dabbing it, moving it around so that it stays flat and it stays flat and thin. And then after 1 to 2 minutes, flip. Oh yeah. You should be left with a soft, slightly charged, ow! Piece of bread. And then that whole process of rolling the dough and then doing that, you repeat with the rest of them. I have the chipati hanging out in a kitchen towel just to, to stay fresh. Now, it's gonna leave a mark. So if you practice this skill long enough, you should be able to read a newspaper through your chipati. We suggest you use our recipe below to make slightly thicker chipatis. It's much more straightforward. It is. I think this is my favorite one. It's got a really nice like charred look to it. Basically what I've done here is looking like a thinner version of naan. That one looks almost like naan. Okay, well, that was great. Good job. I think we're almost ready. Yes, we're ready. I've been keeping a very close eye on the dal. It has taken an hour and a half to get to this point, and it has become very thick and creamy, and that's not because of the water. It's from the grains disintegrating, creating creaminess. All right, so the last thing we gotta do here is 90 milliliters over 1/3 cup of heavy cream. I'm not gonna adjust the temperature. Keep it simmering, I think. Cook for a further 15 minutes. Start with the chapati. And I'm gonna take my nicest looking soldiers. Perfect. Okay. And then a little parsley on top, just for like a pop of color. Order up. Is it foldable? Yeah, it is. Okay. Very good. Mop it up. Feel good. Tasted great. Let's talk. When you're eating that, you can just really pick up on the fact that that wasn't just whipped up, that the flavors took time to simmer. Because they're all in there, but they feel like they've been in there for a while, working together, and it is a joy to eat. So when I was taking a bite out of that, I was trying to focus on two things. Like, am I able to distinguish each individual ingredient I added into that thing? So I'm like, oh, is that the garlic? Is that chili powder? Is that the ginger? Yada, yada, yada. At the same time, I was enjoying everything as a whole, everything working cohesively. This is deep, right? Now that dal is what makes it like, hearty, I guess you could say. It's very comforting. I'm just remembering that at the restaurant, this thing cooks for over 24 hours. Mine was 4 to 5 hours plus, tomfoolery that happens in here, 6.5 hours. And I was like, okay, well, why go any further than that? So I'm very curious what the difference would be, the side by side between the simplified version and the 24-hour one. I'm very intrigued by that. Alas, here I am. These were good too. Always nice to have a vessel to mop things up at the end. I was using that special flour and kind of the flavor that provided with the charred kind of flavor to it too. I mean, I'm not saying they're the best ones in the world, but they were definitely hitting the right notes today. I'm a happy camper. I enjoyed my meal. That's it, that's all. This was Spine and Dine. Bon appetit. Au revoir.